15 hilarious maps that sum up life in Europe. What is the most consumed across European regions? Butter, olive oil, and butter, and then olive oil. Okay, so everyone up north loves butter. I think it's just because olives don't really grow up here, correct? And then olive oil and butter, these countries are getting the best of both worlds. And then down here in the south, everyone just loves olive oil. I use both, like olive oil for most cooking, but then I do use butter as well, you know, like especially if I'm cooking steak or something, throwing a nice little glob of butter in there with some rosemary and some thyme and garlic. Put it in my belly.
Nice.
This map pops up every year, and for good reason. The divide between tomato and olive oil Europe and potato and vodka Europe. Wow, Europe looks so weird when it's cut like this. It looks bigger for some reason. So the divide is right here. This is where we cut it. So this is tomato, potato, tomato, tomato. They call it the tomato curtain. Oh, what is this? Sexually repressed and emotionally repressed. The repression rift. The south of Europe is in tune with its emotions, but sexually repressed, while up north people have stunted emotions and sexual liberation, this map suggests. So forget the Iron Curtain, this is the new dividing line of Europe. Kind of the same divide, it's a little bit higher than tomato potato is, but nonetheless, sexually I don't know, I have no idea. I've never been to Europe. Is it really like this? Is this true? Number 3, we got the toilet block. This map shows the different turns of phrase different European what the heck does that say? Different European countries use to describe doing a number 2. Honorable mentions go to depositing a maggot and sinking a seal. All right, what do we got here? Puffin meatballs in the pot? In Iceland, they say playing chess with the Pope. Oh, depositing a maggot is Russia. Okay, so the UK just calls it what we call it, taking a dump. Or actually, most people will just say taking a number 2. Lowering on a rope. Knifing a brown sweater. Dropping a peach. Oh, dropping the kids at the swimming pool. The text was a little messed up. Dropping the kids at the swimming pool. Never heard that before. What does that say? Puffing a bobsled on track. Punishing the porcelain. Oh, that one's funny. That's a good one. Free the hostages. What? Attending a meeting with the director? Okay, all right. That's a good one. Oh, that's funny. Europe according to an American. They know France, Germany, Spain, and England, but not much else. Oh, yes. This is the old me of what I thought. Ireland Junior and then Ireland. Is it England or Britain? So true, so true. I've done like multiple videos on the UK, and still I'm like, I say England, Britain, UK, I say all of it. How do I not know these two? They put, I don't know, but it's so big, I feel dumb not knowing it. Austria, but where's Belgium? Czech Republic, yeah, most people can kind of, wait, is that Czech Republic? Now I'm getting confused. Italy, classy New Jersey. They put a Ibiza question mark? Switzerland, only know because my cousin lives here. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Turkey, why if Turkey all the way up here? That's hilarious. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through all these. These are kind of crazy. The London fashion divide. This map will help you know what clothes and accessories to expect to see in different parts of London. All right, what do we got here? London's great divides. London's great divides. This makes no sense to me. I don't know. I'm not very fashion forward thinking. I don't really care. I usually just throw anything on. So, okay. So the fashion is, what the heck? All right, we'll keep going. The funny France map. Disgruntled people and wine. What's not to love? All right, so what do we got here? Rainy and cold. Probably still Nazis here.
Oh, what the fuck?
President and upset people here. Moo and wine here. Gosh, my dog is barking so loud. Hey! Ski but small, also more wine. Crazy South people with weird accent and slangs. Ski but Spanish. Oh my gosh. Rainy. The probably still Nazis here one really gets me. That's Who are those people? The Spanish stereotype map. From Andalucía to Galicia, no one is spared. All right, so here we got Spanish stereotypes. Assholes in Disneyland this way. France. Poor man Scotland. Cocaine and indecision. Cows. Rain 24/7. Really? There's that much rain up in Spain? Up there? Why did they put Spain over Portugal? They hate us because they ain't us. This one says, don't mess with them. I don't know. Wine? Snow. Winter wonderland. Tourists. Hipsters. Fog. Oh, what's going on in the middle here? Annoying. The people in the middle of Spain are annoying. Windmills and boredom. Rednecks. Rednecks in Spain. There's rednecks in Spain? All right. Hooligans. LSD parties? What the fuck? Germans go out to this island out here. And then hippies are out here as well. A lot of hipsters, Germans, drugs, hooligans, permanently drunk, all here on the east side of Spain. Nobody knows what's going on down here. Greenhouses and Western movies. Rich people with yachts. Funny and lazy. More pigs than people. Who the fuck decided to build an airport here? Oh gosh. That's pretty funny. That's a good one. The Spanish stereotype map. I like that. All right, number 8. The Great Tea Divide. If it weren't for Britain, there would be a neat diagonal line down Europe on this front. All right, so tea Europe and then coffee Europe. And then Britain over here, they're sticking with their tea. Really? A lot of tea is drank over here? Is it the colder weather? No, because then you got Norway and Sweden, and they're on the coffee train. Seems like everyone's on the coffee train. You know what? I love tea. I actually really like tea. Not really in the daytime. I like what's it called? We do like a probiotic. Is it probiotic? Probiotic tea at night, you know, for your tummy. Coffee in the morning, though. Love my coffee. We're big coffee drinkers over here in the U.S. All right, number 9, Europe according to Italy. Also from the Great Atlas of Prejudice, this map shows you where to go in Europe for a hearty feast and where to avoid like the plague. Oh, wow. Culinary map of Europe according to Italy, 2015. I like how they have an arrow. I gotta see this right away. Fake pizza over in the US. Fake pasta over in Turkey. That's Turkey, right? That's a Turkish flag, I'm pretty sure. All right, so we got real food down in Italy. Mostly safe to eat up in this area. Caution is advised. No, there's good food up there. I've seen so many food videos in this general region. And then fattening food. Really? Fattening food. So just the farther away you get from Italy, the food becomes toxic. I will say I've seen a couple of TikToks about like some food in Finland. If you guys haven't seen those videos, check them out. I don't remember what we titled them, but some different kinds of foods coming out of like the Nordic, you know, like Finland, Norway. Some of the food looks crazy. The Russian food that has like meat and jello. And then of course the UK has a bad reputation for food, but I think some of it looks pretty good. I'm down to try everything. So here's Europe according to Eurovision. Classic. I miss doing Eurovision videos. I just can't get them approved, you guys. Can't get them up. It's impossible for me to get my I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try again though. We're gonna do some other ones. We have to cut it. I won't get into it. It's a long story. Europe. So we have this song contest once every year, and every European country can participate. Isn't that cool? Australia. Oh, that's pretty funny. Australia's just thrown in there. Oh gosh. And I've said this over and over. I was like, I want the US in there. We got some good musicians. Europe according to Americans, part 2. From Borat to baguettes. This is apparently how a lot of Americans see Europe. Okay, yeah, this is definitely way more the average American than the previous one. I think the previous one had at least 6 or 8 different countries listed in it, and a lot of Americans can't even name one. They'll like say Africa or something. Iceland, I think. Oh, say, can you see? Yeah, every American kind of has an idea of where Britain is, just because of our history. So Vikings, yeah. There's Vikings up here. This is where they come from. Our Borat over here in the corner. This is pretty true. The what across all of these countries? Pizza. Christopher Columbus. Yep, we're talking about him. Baguettes, sausages, and rich people. That is one thing I always remember hearing about Switzerland was like, it's very expensive and there's a lot of rich people. The place where the Dancing Cow song came from. Oh boy. Why would you name a country after a bird? Oh, we got the This is Sparta here.
This is Sparta!
Europe if it was an office. This map got tongues wagging on Reddit, picturing European countries as annoying co-workers with Belgian quality control and Spanish punctuality coming under fire in particular. All right, so I've only worked in an office like once in my life, and it was like once a month. Male clerk called Mary. Guy who quit his job is from the UK. The guy with high salary working from home. Yeah. Head of human... It's sideways. Look at my head here. Head of human relations. Bill collector. Facility manager. Oh, gosh. Germany is supervisor. Yeah. Very punctual. Very particular. Quality control. Head of sales. Oh, gosh. That's Netherlands, right? So hard to remember. I get Belgian and Netherlands. Always confused. They put Francis on strike. Down in Spain, the guy who arrives 1.5 hours late has breakfast in the cafeteria while Italy is preparing the pasta for lunch. Italy is catering. Okay. We got receptionist, handyman, janitor, people who, what does this say? Couple who met each other at the office and broke up. The old and retired farmer owner. Financial consultant. Europe according to a language learner whose native tongue is English. This map sparked some debate on social media, with some people disagreeing with it, saying that German is actually harder than French, and others pointing out Irish isn't easy. I would imagine Irish would it be easy? I don't know. How hard is your language? Okay, they give German a big green. I feel like that too. But then French is kind of like in a happy, I feel like French would be hard as shit. Why does Iceland is like a frown face, like it's impossible to get done? Is Icelandic language like pretty hard to learn? I don't even think I've ever heard it. Italian, easy. Spanish, easy. Portuguese, easy. Wait, do they speak Spanish in Portugal? No, it's Portuguese, right? I know they speak Portuguese down in, Brazil? Pretty wild. So it just seems like the farther you go east, the harder the language is to learn. What was the hardest language? Was it Hungarian? I think someone said Hungarian language is pretty hard. All right, and for the last one, we got Europe. If each country had the flag of the country it mocks the most. Spain mocks Portugal, France mocks Belgium, England jokes about Ireland. You get the picture. Yep, okay. See, I don't know all the flags. I gotta like memorize these flags, like burn them in my brain so I can remember them, because now this doesn't make any sense to me. I guess the French talk so much crap about the Germans. That's about the most I can get across. Italy talks a lot about, that's Spain. See, now I'm just embarrassing myself. Who down here is, this is Sweden? Or is this, no, this is Denmark's flag. Or Finland. I think it's Finland, but then I don't remember what country this is. Okay. I see a lot of German flags around the general area of Germany. Seems that some people are talking about the Germans. All right, I'm all done. This was very enlightening. I feel like I learned a lot today, checking out the most unique maps I've ever seen of Europe in my entire life. All right, my kids are going absolutely bonkers right now because we are going on holiday to Georgia, not the country. All right, appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.